So the new expansion of Pokemon TCG Pocket came out, and I am so hyped about a specific card that I have just adored as a big player of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Here's a sneak peek of what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go ahead and run through the whole expansion. Let's talk about each card and what we're thinking about and how we're assuming them and what we can expect from them. So we have Oddish, Gloom, Blossom, Tangela, Tangrowth, Yanma, Yanmega, EX, Roselia. Let's see. Discard a random energy from this Pokemon. It looks good, actually. 120 damage for 140. It's a stage 2. It's pretty solid. Torterra. Yo, I love this card. Sick, bro. Torterra, absolute beast. Only 160 HP is not that great. We have Kricketune, Burmy, Warm Maidum, Combi, Vespiquen. What is Vespiquen's? Only 70. Put one basic Pokemon from your deck onto your bench. The combi is crazy. What? Dude, it doesn't even specify what type either. And for Call for Family, which you can also notice is that it's any energy. So that's crazy, honestly. Super absurd. That combi is going to go crazy. And it's such a... in the middle of the pack, it's a common too. Carnivine. Sick. Leafeon. What does Leafeon got? During your next turn, this Pokemon can attack. Morotom. Flip a coin. If heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. It's actually pretty annoying. It's only 30 damage, so the value or the trade-off is there, kind of thing. Once during your turn, you may heal 10 damage from each of your Pokemon. Ayo, sick. Magmar. Yo, I love this art, bro. Damn. As a, first off, think about it as a collection, and I think a lot of people are playing the game now comparatively to before TCG Pocket came out. Discard all fire energy from this Pokemon. 140 is not bad, but at stage 2, eesh, that's a rough one. Lots of water types here. This Pokemon takes negative 30 damage from attacks from fire or water Pokemon. Yo, this is going to be so annoyingly tanky. That's exciting, though. We got Empoleon! Yo! This attack also does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Whoa! Yo, it's like another Greninja. It's very similar to Greninja, but it is not an ability. We got Elegant Swim. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevents all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. That's really interesting. I don't know where Finneon is going to find its footing, but it's very, very cool. We got a lot of options, but the one I'm very curious about is Palkia EX. Discard 3 water energy from this Pokemon. This attack also does 20 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Wow. But 3 water energy is crazy. I guess you're thinking about using Misty, getting a lot of energy, and then the game is done because you're not able to defend from this. But Palkia itself only has 150 HP, so I'm very curious how it would be played out. Manaphy, choose 2 of your bench Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. What? That means it's kind of like a Palkia buff. Choose 2 of your bench Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take water energy from your energy zone. Oh, it's a Manaphy and Palkia expansion, basically. So you'll kind of just use Manaphy as one of your bench Pokemon, and then you can go ahead and stack a Palkia 2 every round, and then including the one that you also have on the side. You can realistically put 3 on it if you have Manaphy on the side, but it's very dependent on having Manaphy available to you. Plus, you also have to commit 1 energy to Manaphy to be able to get those 2 energies. Moving on, for the Electric Fanatics, we still have the Pikachu deck. I think is still valuable. This Pokemon also does 10 damage to itself. Classic Voltorb. Electrode, I love this art, by the way. I saw it in passing, and it looks so cool. Super, super fast. Rolling attack, kind of just a generic card right there. Take a electric energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. Okay, pretty valuable. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy attached, this attack does 80 more damage. Okay, so still electric, lightning, however you want to call it, is still stacking up as much energy as possible. Lieutenant Surge, I think, is still going to be very viable here. Discard all electric energy or lightning energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. That is super good. Luxray could be a finisher, but it's really rough though, considering that you have to commit 3 electric energies to it. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this attack does 40 more damage. Yo, 80? But it is an EX. I'm not sure. It's so-so. Rotom. If this opponent's active Pokemon has a Pokemon tool, this attack does 30 more damage. 50 for 1 is pretty solid. I'm curious to see what the Pokemon tools are. I'm getting a little angsty, so we're going to scroll down a little bit faster. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. What? Wait, we haven't had confusion before. What is confusion going to do here? I'm curious. I've not played enough Pokemon TCG to be able to be like, oh, that's what Confusion's going to do. Oh, an ability card. As often as you like, during your turn, you may choose one of your Pokemon that has damage on it and move all its damage to this Pokemon. What? Yo, it's a tank. I don't think we've seen those yet, but that's really, really cool. And then for the Mewtwo expansion, really solid. Giratina. This Pokemon is said to live in a world on the reverse side of ours, where common knowledge is distorted and strange. If this Pokemon has any energy attached, it has no retreat cost. That is so annoying. What? Bro, that is so annoying. What? If you put Dusknoir with Giratina, Giratina can tank. Dusknoir will take any damage from it, and then Giratina can be retreated. What? That's so annoying. I guess Dusknoir itself only has 130. It is a stage 2. There's some limitations to it, but even then, that just seems crazy to me. All right, Uxie, take a psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to Misprit or Azelf. Okay, and Misprit says you can use this attack only if you have Uxie and Azelf on your bench. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. 160 damage. For 70 HP though, I guess all 3 of them have to be played together. This attack does 20 damage to your opponent's Pokemon. To one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's interesting. It's kind of like a trio. You have to play all 3 of them. It doesn't look very viable. I'm not sure how viable that would be, but if someone shows it, it'd be pretty cool. Last one. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes negative 20 damage from attacks. I mean, with 50, it's kind of a good starter. It's a very good tank starter. So if you start the game with Drifloon on the front as your starting Pokemon, it'd be really, really good. But after that, I wouldn't see any value in it. Cresselia, heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. Well, it's only 50. Cresselia is really weak here, huh? Okay, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Yo, what? That's crazy. You only have 20 cards. This is so insane. Rhyperior is crazy. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 more damage for each heads. Yo, another gambling card, honestly. Spinning attack. Solid. Oh, an ability. This Pokemon takes negative 20 damage from attacks. Or less, 20 less damage. Boulder Crush, 100. Regirock isn't that strong here. I mean, the ability is going to be useful. It's a good tank card. I really wouldn't stack up a lot of energy on this. I'd kind of just leave it there. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, this Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself. Yeah. Rampardos is going to be taking massive. Lucario finally shows up. Let's go. Attack used by your fighting Pokemon do plus 20 damage to your opponent's attack. What? Yo, that's so useful. Automatically, Submarine Blow does 60 for the card just being in play. But Lucario being a bench Pokemon and fighting with fighting type, let's see what Glade EX does. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Plus the 20, right? Yeah, plus the 20 of Lucario for each energy attached. It's kind of like a Jinx. I don't know how great or bad this is going to be. Glade only has 1 retreat cost. It's only 2 energy. And it might be super good. It realistically, you can think about it having 90 damage confirmed. Simply because if you have Lucario in play at the same time, Glade would get a lot more value from it. Let's go and head and move on. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Cool. Sneasel, flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Good starter. And then Weevil has, what does Weevil say? Weevil says, if your opponent's active Pokemon has damage on it, this attack does 40 more damage. Yo, 6. So it's kind of like a follow-up. If you've already done 30, you're easily going to be able to do a lot more. Plus 1 energy is super low cost, and it's really easy to go in with it. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison for 50 damage. Looks like it could be mixed in really well. It looks like Darkness is going to be very poison heavy. Still, this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. That is pretty solid. Spirit Bomb, Spiritomb, however you want to say it. Looks like it's going to be very annoying to deal with. I think Darkness as a whole, of all the cards that we've seen in TCG Pocket, they're kind of just annoying, very frustrating to deal with, very slow, very heavy control. And I mean, a lot of people like playing that. I hate playing it. I hate playing against it. It's really frustrating, but I mean, it's part of the game. Flip 4 coins. This attack does 40 damage for each heads. If at least 2 of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison. Yeah, another poison. Classic. Krogunk. Flip a coin for each Pokemon you have in play. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Yo, what? As a starter, that's really heavy. If you're able to play enough stage 1 Pokemon or stage 1 Pokemon. Flip a coin for each Pokemon or basic. It wouldn't be stage 1, it'd be basic Pokemon. Flip a coin for each Pokemon you have in play. This attack does 40 damage for each heads. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's just a bunch of basic Pokemon. Darkrai finally shows up. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. That is so annoying. But Darkrai with only 110, 60 damage. Looks like it's going to be a very passive Pokemon. Whenever you attach a darkness energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, do 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Let me read that again. Whenever you attach a darkness energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, do 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. What? So it's 100, right? It's confirming 100, but in theory also you can keep stacking Darkrai without having to attack. So the reason this could be very frustrating is because realistically you can knock out a Pokemon with 20 more damage on the next round, and if you knock them out for 20 damage, then you can use Dark Prism and do another 80 after you've done a knockout. So that's could be very viable. I'm curious how people are going to be playing Darkrai. It's very, very, very viable. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this attack does 30 more damage. There's a lot of Pokemon tool cards in this expansion. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon takes negative 100 damage from that attack. What? Negative 100 is crazy. Bastiodon is crazy, dude. That's looking like a banger. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 30 more damage for each heads. That's pretty good. Could be viable. Bronzong. We got during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes negative 20 damage from attacks. Naturally, you do have to throw out that attack first. Probopass. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 50 more damage for each heads. Interesting. I'm not sure how good that would be. I feel like that's super committal. Take 2 Steel Energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Huh? Take 2 Steel Energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. What? Metallic Turbo is so crazy too, bro. I guess you have to commit that to Dialga, but what other steel types can you really commit to this? There's not a lot of steel types that I can imagine Dialga would be really good with. It looks solid though. Dialga EX looks really good in there because of Metallic Turbo. I'm not sure. I've not played enough steel decks, I'm going to be completely honest, to see the winning situation for that because it is committing to steel. I don't know if you would use Pokemon that are colorless. That's what you would do. This Pokemon also does 20 damage to itself. Oh, classic. Heatran is also like bullying itself. Classic Heatran. Okay. We got Porygon doing that 20 beam. Porygon 2. Porygon Z. Porygon Z says, change the type of the next energy that will be generated for your opponent to one of the following at random. No way. Colorless is coming back. Porygon Z being able to do this is crazy annoying. That is so insane. Buggy Beam. It's a stage 2 Pokemon though. I'm not sure how easy or how hard it would be to do that. So we got Ampibomb. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 does more damage. Moving on, we got Bidoof. Bidoof might be viable. Have your opponent's active Pokemon remaining HP rounded down. Huh? What? 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 What is this? Have your opponent's active Pokemon remaining HP rounded down. This guy's a tank killer. This guy's 60 HP and he's a tank killer. I get it. Yeah, it's 60 HP, but like, oh my god, really? This just reads busted, but I'd have to see it in play. It just sounds absurd. It just sounds crazy. I've not seen it in play. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Cool. A lot of bench attacks I'm noticing from this expansion compared to the last expansion that we had. Flip a coin if has your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. Put your opponent's active Pokemon into your hand. Cool. And then Regigigas. This attack does more damage equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. This attack does more damage equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. It can do up to 130 plus the 50. That's a lot of damage. It could just tank. You could just have it as a tank. You could just play it for the retreat. Let's see what these items are. Play this card as if it were 40 HP basic Pokemon. Oh, this is for the fossils. And then we have another fossil. Pokemon Communicator. Choose a Pokemon in your hand and switch it with a random Pokemon in your... Yo, they said you have 20 cards. Let's make it more exciting. Pokemon Communication is sick. Super, 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 like high tier. Easily high tier. Giant Cape. This Pokemon... The Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 20 HP. Not bad. Pretty solid. We got Rocky Helmet. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 20 damage to the attacking Pokemon. Not bad, not bad. At the end of your turn, if this card is attached to is affected by any special condition, it recovers from all of them and discards this card. Lumberry is coming in very hot and spicy because there's a lot of new poison cards that are getting added. Switching one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has damage on it to the active spot. Yo! So many things are damaging bench Pokemon, and then for this to come in is crazy, crazy. We got Team Galactic Grunt. Put one random Glameow, Stunky, or Krogunk from your deck into your hand. It's pretty useful. We got Cynthia showing up. During this turn, attacks used by your Garchomp or Togekiss do 50 plus damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. I think it's interesting that there's so many Pokemon cards or trainer cards that are being focused on specific Pokemon. Choose one of your Electivire or a Luxray attached to energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. That is crazy. That is pretty crazy. Move an energy from one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Huh. That's useful. That's going to be useful by dawn. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws a card for each of their remaining points needed to win. Pretty cool. And then we have the ARs. The star rated. Tangle Growth, really sick, really badass. What's next? We got the Combi, which looks really pretty. The Carnivine, sick. Shaman, sick. Mamoswine, sick. Gastrodon, sick. Manaphy, sick. Shinx, oh, that's so cute. This one's really cute. Super cute. Rotom. Yeah, that one's cute. Super cute. Drifloon. Oh, that's badass. They're like traveling together. It's like they're what they do every single day of the month. Mesprit. Cool. Giratina's art goes so hard, dude. That art is insanely good, dude. For sure. I got this Cresselia already. This looks so crazy, and it looks super badass. The Cresselia needed more buffs on that card, honestly. Deserved better. And EX even. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Rhyperior, I like the art style, personally. But nothing too exciting. Lucario, going super PvP, super fighting style is really cool. What else do we got? Hippopotas. Oh, look, like a Stampede. Spiritomb is so crazy. I think this art is from another card even. I think I've seen this before. This looks really sick though. We got Krogunk. Trying to get the other Krogunks is really cool. I don't know if anyone's seen this one. And then you have Team Galacta in the bag. That's really cool. Yo, the Heatran art style where everything's like in circles, underground. Really cool. What else do we got? We got the Garchomp, the sleeping Garchomp, looking really cute. We got, oh, did I even say the Garchomp earlier? You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. Oh, Garchomp sounds pretty solid. I did not see that earlier. Staraptor. We got, during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retrieve. Very similar to the Pidgeot evolutions. Very similar. Cool. Glameow looking at itself in the mirror. That's really cool. And then what else do we got? Regigigas. Oh, and then you see all the Regis. That's really badass. You got the Yanmega, the 3D models, the Palkia 3D model, super badass. These are the 2 stars. I haven't gotten a single one of them. Glade, badass. I like that one. The Darkrai looks sick. Yo, Darkrai deserve better, bro. Darkrai deserve better. Let's see. Team Galactic. We got Team Galactic Grunts looking pretty cool. The Mars looking pretty cool. Volknor looks pretty badass. Yanmega. Oh, and then we have even more. We have the 2-star rarities, which are even better. You got the Yanmega art. Infernape looks sick, dude. With the Chinese art style, looks amazing. Ooh, Pachirisu. That looks cool. You got Miss Magius. That looks cool. Not for me, but it looks cool. Gallade. Oh my god. Okay, this looks like Tekken, like the Tekken art style. He's in a fighting stance, and then everything's just water. So it looks like a Tekken art style, and that looks really badass. Full on Tekken, honestly. When your Pokemon EX is knocked out, your opponent gets 2 points. That's so cool. They're hunting. And then they're like talking between each other and they're hunting. Dude, this Darkrai art looks crazy. Oh my goodness. I love it. I just absolutely love it. I think I saw this one earlier. Licky. Sick, dude. Absolutely sick. Okay. Here comes the Dialga and the Palkias. But we have to watch the video. Someone showed me this video. Okay, thank you to Realist Play Gray. Super sick. Dude. If you haven't seen this video, it looks so badass, by the way. They went all out on it. They went all out. The music isn't, I know I have it muted, but the music's not super, but the art style, the cinematography, going super crazy on it. Like, I wonder how long it took them, because it just looks like a lot of work went into this one card, and it is so worth it. Now, I'm not dissing Dialga, but Dialga did not get as much love. But let's go ahead and see the Dialga animation, which looks really cool. So it's kind of like a time lapse. Dialga gets the full time lapse. And I think that's it. Dialga did not get the same love at all. It's so obvious too, bro. I'm so sorry, Dialga. Hey, they got the full animation. You see time flowing, and then you see trees growing and stuff like that, but cool. not the same amount of love for sure. Those are the 3 stars. And then finally, the gold cards. These are the crown cards. Naturally, I don't. Okay, crown cards are sick because of rarity. They're not the coolest looking, but you want it, right? You want this card because it's super rare. I want this card because it's super rare. So it's totally valid. Not a fan of the 3D models on it, but you get what you get. 3D, still badass. Dialga looks a little bit better on this one. At least they gave Dialga love on this one. And it looks sick. I think the Palkia and the Dialga look better in 3D models compared to a lot of Pokemon, but I think it's also because Pearl and Diamond were one of the few games where they started moving more into the 3D aspects of it, and I think it really shows in their models look a lot better than older Pokemon or more than others, I would say. So it looks good. I like them. And if you're a big fan of them, hopefully you like this video too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next expansion.